This is VOA News. Via remote, I'm Tommy McNeil. U.S. President Joe Biden is sending advanced rocket systems to Ukraine, but not those that can reach Russia. AP correspondent Tim McGuire explains.
In a guest essay published Tuesday evening in the New York Times, President Biden writes the U.S. is providing Ukraine with advanced rocket systems and munitions to more precisely strike targets on the battlefield. State Department spokesman Ned Price.
The point the president made is that we won't be sending long-range rockets for use beyond the battlefield in Ukraine.
The aid package, expected to be announced Wednesday, would send what the U.S. considers medium-range rockets, ones generally that can travel around 45 miles. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has been pleading with the West to send multiple launch rocket systems as soon as possible to help stop Russia's destruction of towns in the Donbas. Tim McGuire, Washington.
The European Union's groundbreaking decision to ban nearly all oil from Russia to punish the country for its invasion of Ukraine is a blow to Moscow's economy, but its effects may be blunted by rising energy prices in other countries willing to buy some of the petroleum, according to industry experts. European Union leaders agreed late Monday to cut Russian oil imports by about 90% over the next 6 months, a dramatic move that was considered unthinkable just months ago. The 27-country bloc relies on Russia for 25% of its oil and 40% of its natural gas. European countries that are even more heavily dependent on Russia had been especially reluctant to make that action. Again, the European Union's groundbreaking decision to ban nearly all oil from Russia to punish it for the invasion of Ukraine is now a blow to Moscow's economy, but they're still saying that the effects may be blunted by rising energy prices. This is VOA News. An exterior door at Robb Elementary School did not lock when it was closed by a teacher shortly before a gunman used it to get inside and kill 19 students and 2 teachers, leaving investigators searching to determine why, state police said Tuesday. State police initially said that a teacher had propped the door open shortly before Salvador Ramos, 18-year-old, entered the school in Uvalde, Texas on May 24th. They have now determined that the teacher, who was not identified, propped the door open with a rock, but then removed the rock and closed the door when she realized there was a shooter on campus. That's according to the chief communications officer for the Texas Department of Public Safety. Canada's British Columbia is to temporarily decriminalize some drug possession to tackle the abuse problem there. We get details from VOA's Joe Ramsey.
Canada will temporarily decriminalize the possession of some illegal drugs like cocaine, MDMA, and opioids for personal use by adults in British Columbia to help tackle a growing drug abuse problem in the province. The substances will remain illegal, but adults found in possession of up to 2.5 grams will no longer be arrested, charged, or have their drugs seized, according to an official statement. The exemption, a first in Canada, is intended to reduce the stigma associated with substance abuse and make it easier for people to approach law enforcement and other authorities to seek guidance. The exemption will be in effect from January 31st, 2023 to January 31st, 2026. The exemption does not apply to airports, schools, and members of the Canadian military. Joe Ramsey, VOA News.
The United Nations says it is naming the annual training program for Palestinian broadcasters and journalists after Al Jazeera reporter Shireen Abu Akleh, who was shot dead on May 11th during an Israeli raid in the occupied West Bank. In making that announcement on Tuesday, the UN spokesman, Stefan Dujarric, said that the Palestinian-American broadcaster had a distinguished career in journalism for a quarter of a century and was a trailblazer for Arab women and a role for journalists in the Middle East around the world. The announcement followed the Palestinian appeal to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres to honor her by naming the training program after her. Recapping our top story, U.S. President Joe Biden is sending advanced rocket systems to Ukraine, but not those that can reach Russia, and the European Union's groundbreaking decision to ban nearly all oil from Russia to punish the country for its invasion of Ukraine is a blow to Moscow's economy, but its effects may be blunted by rising energy prices that are already occurring. Via remote, I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.
One.